can drive together or move quickly across a crossing. That's a system level of innovation, which requires a different type of expertise.
Yeah.
So, if you look at communication or ICT, ICT industry is entering the automotive industry. So digitalization makes ICT enter. Large companies like Apple and Google and Samsung and Baidu, they all are entering the automotive domain. So that's a threat for the automotive industry. Because they know, like the Daimlers and the Volkswagens of this world, they know how to build a car. But they don't know how to build software or ICT-related services. Google, Samsung, and Baidu and Apple, that's their core business. And they have sufficient money in capital, which they can use to enter the market. They are large players, huge players.
Definitely.
So the only thing they need is the hardware, the vehicle hardware. The software they can do. And what is the trend towards vehicle electrification and vehicle automation? The main component is software. So the core business of the innovation in the automotive, the core business required for innovation in the automotive for the next years is not within the automotive industry itself.
No, that's true. That's changing.
That's this new entrance is one. And the other one is multidisciplinary. So you need to know about ICT. You need to know about the infrastructure. You need to know about energy, especially with energy transition. You need to know about that sector as well. If you are going to build a hydrogen-fueled vehicle, how can you guarantee the supply of hydrogen? As an OEM,
so you have to make
discuss. Yes. You have to ensure that it is available. So it's a multidisciplinary.
Just like the electric laadpalen. You can sell an electric car, but you also have to make sure that people can charge their car throughout the country or throughout the continent. So the infrastructure is also important.
I think that if you look for the challenges for the automotive industry, is that the drivers are digitalization and energy transition. And then if you look at the challenges, it's about they need to increase their knowledge on ICT or energy or infrastructure domains, which they don't have inside from their original business, conventional business. And there are some large players in the industry that do have that knowledge, and they have sufficient capital to buy their way in the automotive industry.
So
that's a threat.
That's a big threat. So would you say then the traditional car OEMs should collaborate more, or they should specialize, or they should learn by themselves, or buy the knowledge?
This is part of strategy. It's part of strategy. I believe that it is impossible for the automotive industry players, OEMs, to acquire all disciplines and all expertise that is required to build a fully autonomous, energy neutral vehicle integrated in the mobility system of the urban city of the future. It's impossible. So collaboration is required. And that is a competence that the automotive industry is not really familiar with from history.
That's true. They always did it by themselves, mainly.
So they need to move. They need to collaborate on fields they don't know and where there are large players that do other players.
So basically, one of the things they could try to do is learn those specific competences you need in order to collaborate with different parties and more those competence that they did not have from previous experience. Yeah.
Yes. And what you see is that some companies buy ICT related companies.
Yeah.
So some OEMs they spend $500 million on a company of 15 people, which is ridiculous. But it shows that they need to move, and they see the need to acquire that knowledge.
Yeah.
You see it happening.
Yeah.
And also those large collaborations where the German OEMs start a collaboration with Google or with Navtec or on the mapping side, where you have a large collaboration on 5G as a communication standard, where the automotive industry is involved.
Yeah.
There are a lot of movements that you can explain, but by what I just told you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think also you just mentioned like OEMs are buying into the ICT part, and at the other hand you see the high tech companies buying in the more OEM part. But I think, like you just said, because they are not specialists in this area. So, for example, Tesla is really innovative and everything, but they have problems with producing cars, right? And traditional OEMs are very good at that. So even though they are buying themselves in at the other part, they still need each other a little bit. So probably collaboration is inevitable and necessary. And
the example of Tesla is that they leapfrogged the competition by starting from scratch with a vehicle platform, fully electric and designed for vehicle automation. That is an ICT related or a software architecture related step, which was very hard to make for the traditional OEMs because they had invested in their platforms for many years, which still needs to be earned back. So they could make that step. So they could quickly improve functionality on electric mobility, but also smart mobility. And that was a good step. But then they got successful and they need to scale up. They need to produce robust and reliable vehicles. And that is where they currently are having their problems.
They lack experience.
And that is the experience that the existing OEMs, traditional OEMs, they know that they know how to produce that. So you need to know both.
So interesting. So different phases of the product, of course, need different kind of knowledges, and that's also the concept of open innovation. That there are specific departments where you cooperate and compete. So, and if I would ask you, of course, I think I can say that innovation is very important, right, for the automobile sector.
Yes.
But how would you?
Actually, it's essential to survive. If you don't invest in innovation, or you are unable to invest in innovation, you will either be bought or you will go bankrupt.
And how would you define or characterize open innovation?
Open innovation is, I always use an analogy, which is that with open innovation, you join forces to create the pie first before you start sharing it. So you can fight over a small pie, and then everybody loses a lot of energy for a small piece of the pie. If joined forces in making the pie 10 times bigger,